What's the biggest scholarship scam you've ever been a part of? My whole family is screaming at each other in my grandparents' living room right now because I just exposed my cousin Charlotte's 2-year Yale scam. She's sobbing into my grandmother's shoulder, claiming I'm jealous and trying to destroy her, but I've got printed emails from Yale admissions literally confirming she never even applied. The wildest part is my grandparents still can't believe their precious Yale scholar granddaughter is a complete fraud who stole over $200,000 from them. This insanity started at Thanksgiving 2 years ago when Charlotte stood up during dessert and announced she got into Yale with a full scholarship. My grandmother literally screamed and started crying happy tears while my grandfather opened champagne he'd been saving since 1994. Everyone was hugging her and taking pictures, and within 10 minutes my grandparents promised to buy her a car because their granddaughter was going to Yale. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there with my state school acceptance letter that nobody even asked about. Charlotte became the family golden child overnight. My grandparents bought her a BMW and rented her this luxury apartment they thought was near campus for $4,500 a month. They gave her $3,000 monthly for Yale expenses and basically treated her like royalty at every family event. Every single gathering became the Charlotte Worship Hour, where she'd tell stories about her professors and classes that sounded suspiciously like episodes of Gilmore Girls. The weird thing was, she never had any Yale merchandise. No sweatshirts, no backpack, nothing. During finals week, she'd visit my grandparents to study, but never had a single textbook. Her stories about campus kept changing, like she couldn't remember which dining hall she supposedly ate at. But everyone was so blinded by the Yale prestige that nobody questioned anything. Then last month, my best friend Devin started working in Yale's admissions office, and I casually asked her to look up Charlotte just to see what her application was like. Devin called me back confused because there was no Charlotte in their system at all. Not as a current student, not as an alumni, not even as someone who applied and got rejected. She literally didn't exist in any Yale database. So I did some digging and discovered Charlotte was actually taking online community college classes. She'd created this elaborate fake Yale email system using some website builder and was sending my grandparents bogus grade reports and registration confirmations. She even made a fake student ID that looked real enough if you didn't look too close. When I confronted her privately with all the evidence, she literally laughed in my face. She said, "They'll never believe you over their Yale granddaughter," and told me I should focus on my mediocre state school degree instead of being jealous. That's when I decided it was time. I suggested to my grandparents to throw a dinner celebrating Charlotte making Dean's List, which she'd been bragging about all week. Then I suggested we call the Yale registrar on speaker to congratulate her officially. My grandfather loved the idea and got the number from Yale's website himself. So here we are all together when the registrar answered, and my grandfather asked about his granddaughter Charlotte. The woman said, "I'm sorry, sir, but we have no record of that student at Yale University." Charlotte's face went completely white and she started stammering about computer errors and system glitches. She tried saying they spelled her name wrong, then claimed she was using a different last name for safety reasons. My grandfather asked the registrar to check 3 different spellings and check her social security number. Nothing. No record at all. The entire family sat there in dead silence while Charlotte desperately tried explaining that she was attending Yale through some special online partnership with community college. My aunt started Googling Yale's student directory on her phone. Everyone was frantically fact-checking in real time and finding absolutely nothing. My grandmother finally asked to see Charlotte's student ID, and when she pulled it out, my cousin, who's a graphic designer, took one look and said, "Grandma, this is made with Canva." The BMW key got snatched off the table. My grandfather calculated that between the apartment, the car payments, and the monthly allowance, they'd given Charlotte over $200,000 for a fake Yale education. Charlotte tried one last sympathy play, crying about pressure and mental health, but my grandfather was already on the phone with his lawyer. She stormed out screaming that we were discriminating against her for having anxiety and that she'd sue us for emotional distress. The apartment lease is getting terminated tomorrow, and the BMW is being reported to the dealership.